Let's meet Hayden. Hayden has lived in Mitcham for decades. He has a long-term interest in trees and the local environment. He reflects here on poor environmental management by Whitehorse Council during a time of worsening climate change.
Tell us about cooling in this tree, Hayden.
Look, on a hot day, say 36 degrees, in the area of shade from this canopy, it's at least 4 degrees cooler, Chris.
Had you checked that?
Yes, I've checked it many times, not just this tree, but other trees in the area.
Is that what you've used?
Yes,
So you're getting accurate measurements of temperature difference.
4 degrees, without doubt.
What have you experienced in terms of heat in the Esplanade Mitcham? Why don't we go and have a look at this area?
Sure.
Okay, we're here on the Esplanade now. What's your experience with temperature here, Hayden?
About 4 degrees again on a hot day.
So that wattle tree there, that silver wattle that Whitehorse wishes to remove, provides 4 degrees of cooling.
It does, Chris. It may not now because they've already removed half of it, and I believe they intend to cut the whole thing down in the next few days.
How hot here does it get here in summer?
Well, it gets to 40.
It doesn't seem to be overhanging a lot. It's overhanging that building. But silver wattle trees aren't known to drop limbs, are they? What Whitehorse is doing is placing their liability ahead of climate change amenity for everybody else. Would that be a fair assessment?
Yes, and it's a very remote possibility that there ever would be a insurance claim.
It's interesting to have a look elsewhere and seeing what other people are doing in relation to climate change compared to Whitehorse, isn't it? Other places are actually dealing with climate change by respecting these trees. Whitehorse is destroying them.
That's unfortunately the truth.
Well, what happened on the day at the tree removal with the contractors?
I was informed, Chris, that there's a whole number of other trees marked for removal very shortly.
So not only were they removing this tree and increasing the temperature, a number of other trees were being removed as well.
Yes, from the precinct.
Why don't we go and check those? Well, what happened here, Hayden?
This sawdust mound is all that's left of a beautiful yellow stringy bark, Chris.
Oh,
Moved by the council about 6 months ago for no apparent reason.
What was the condition of the tree that you saw at the time?
Perfectly healthy, certainly no different to any other tree in this park. It's clearly a bit cooler than down the Esplanade, and it's getting hotter though as the trees are being removed.
Do you think that this small circular area not being planted would actually generate a hotspot?
Well, it does right here, but it's a series of the accumulation of micro hotspots that adds to the total, Chris.
So it's basically a biological desert in hotspot.
In the making, yes.
Yes.
These yellow dots, which are appearing all around the area, Chris,
And that means they're cutting a tree down.
that means it's earmarked for destruction shortly.
So all of these trees and the underground fungal networks they're supporting are going to be destroyed.
Yes.
Some of these tree trunks could easily be made into sculpted nesting boxes, couldn't they, Hayden?
A more enlightened council would see the opportunity here for nesting boxes, Chris.
They don't see any of this.
No, apparently not.
And instead they create a biological desert that's
Maybe.
actually heating up and driving climate change.
Seems to be the way they're going.
And that is failing the community, isn't it? If we grew a microforest around these trees here, what would be the result, Hayden, in terms of carbon emission reduction, do you think?
Well, of course it would reduce carbon and keep the ambient temperature down and rejuvenate the site. But as you can see, the regeneration that's occurring is very suboptimal.
One of the things I can tell you, and the evidence I have in the Junction Road Parklands area, is that a 4-year-old microforest has reduced temperatures by at least 4 degrees. Do you think this sapling will survive, Hayden?
Left to itself it would, but I believe the council will just grub it out.
End up even more a biological desert than it is now.
It won't regenerate and it'll remain a sawdust mound.